Alrighty, so here we are, we're back with another video, and in this video we're gonna get to that healing. I have been on my healing journey for some years now, and I realized that I kept going through the same cycles, and I was getting fed up with myself. I was getting so fed up of just constantly going strong for a few weeks and then going back to my same self, going back to the same toxic cycles, not understanding that like when things were sent to me to erase it, delete it, or just not react to it if it didn't go in my favor, I was still constantly reacting to my 3D as it was purging out what I was calling in. And it was hurting my feelings, and it was getting me into these darker spaces of me not truly believing that love actually exists. And I was like, how dare you say that when God is literally love? You know, like, how dare you say that? But I realized that it was some deeper things that I needed to still heal from. And that was why everything was still coming into my reality to show me exactly what it is that I needed to heal from. I understand that you are not going to be a completely healed person ever. You are still going to have things are still going to show up. Other things still have to happen in your life for you to learn and you to grow from spiritually, you know, for you to keep evolving. We're here to do that. We're here to shed old layers and evolve in something else. But my issue was I wasn't trying to completely shed the old layer, because I realized that the old layer that I had was keeping me safe. And I learned this by doing a inner child meditation. And so I would like to visualize my inner child. And I did this thing where I saw my inner child and I was walking with my inner child, and I was walking with like my younger self, and I saw all the past. The behind us was the past, and everything in front of us was beautiful. It was vibrant. It was bright. It was butterflies and the pretty sunset where it's the pink colors, and my favorite color is pink. So it was like everything like it was just pink. The grass was pink. Everything was just pink and beautiful. And as the sun was setting, the sky was pink. It was just beautiful shades of pink and just love, and just all of that was there. And I remember as I was doing this meditation, I was talking to her, and I was like, okay, this is where we're going. I was like, but you can't go back there. And when she looked, I was like, don't even look back there. Like, don't worry about that. You know, we're going here. Don't even look back there. And when she like turned her head and I told her not to look back there, she looked at me, and I looked at her in her eyes, and like she was about to cry. And then I felt all of these emotions. And as I was doing that, I realized, and I just let myself just cry. I realized that her attachment to the past was keeping her safe, because she dealt with so much uncertainty and just chaos and a lot of unsafe spaces. She had to cultivate within herself to make herself feel better. Even now I'm getting emotional about it. She had to make herself feel better by saying that this was safety, because it was unsafe. And the only way to cope with that was to say that, okay, all of this is happening and it must be safe. Like, this must be okay. This is what safety looks like. This is what it is. So anything outside of that scared her. Anything outside of that literally did not feel safe, and she would run from it, and she would like, I don't want that. So the thing about it was, I remember like just doing random things that were just like out of my comfort zone. It would literally make me feel anxious. And I wasn't realizing, I was like, why am I anxious right now? Like, why am I, like, I would tell myself, like, calm down, like, you're okay. Like, what is going on? Why are you anxious? And until I did this meditation, I realized that when I was doing things out of my comfort zone, when, you know, I was trying to do more healing and letting go and being okay with not talking to people and just, you know, letting go of these past, like, relationships or situationships or friendships and things that just didn't work out and wasn't, you know, in my highest alignment, I realized that like I would keep trying to attach to that, and I realized that you can't serve two masters, right? So if you really want to become this version of yourself, you have to go to that inner child and you have to heal that inner child and understand that what is ahead of you is safety. That is your new comfort zone. That is the new safety. That is something new, and I got you. I will keep you safe. And so because she viewed that as safety, anything that was not in that bubble that didn't look like that, she was unaware of it. She was like, I don't want to do that. I don't feel safe here. I don't feel no. And so the old program was that if it looks like this, I can predict this. I know what this looks like. But if I go out of this, because the other times when I was existing and, I was being free and I was going and doing things that just made me happy, I was shut down. I was hurt. I was neglected. I was abandoned. I was, in some cases, abused. When I was being that free, when I didn't have guards up, when I was just existing as me, I got talked about. And I got hurt really, really bad. So she didn't want that life, this life that I was trying to cultivate for her, of freedom, of it's okay to truly be you. It's okay to do what you want to do. It's okay to draw. And I saw this in me sketching. I used to sketch a lot. And I could look at something and kind of like just sketch it and do rough sketches. So I wanted to start back. I had bought a sketchbook years ago, and I was like, I'm gonna start doing it. I kept telling myself I'm gonna start doing it. And every time I would think about doing it, I would get so anxious. I would be like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I know I can't do it. You can't do it. You don't know how to sketch. You don't know how to draw. People gonna judge you. Da da da. And I'm like, who's judging you? Who is gonna sit here and judge you? And it was because that when I used to do it, it was something that was scary for me. I got picked on for it. I don't draw good. It was something that made me scared. It was something that I was like, I don't want to be judged. Like, I just want to live freely. And because I was so, I was criticized so harshly with just existing as me, that I did not want to do it. Everything that I saw as like anytime somebody said something about me or gave me any constructive criticism, I was like, that's because I'm not good enough. That's because I'm not worthy enough. That's because I must not be good enough. Because at a certain point, that was always the case. I was always getting like beat down for every little thing, every little small thing. And so I was always trying to just like be mediocre, just be just enough. I can go just this far. As long as I stay in the middle, nobody will truly notice me. I'll get just enough done. And that's what it was. So even just being on YouTube and just, wanting to do this, I'm like, I've been wanting to do YouTube since I was younger, right? And I will always just be like, no, because I know what could come with this. I know what could come if I actually put all my energy into something, because I've done it before. I've done it when I put my all. Anything that I've really set my mind to, I've always achieved it. Anything that I've always like really believed that I could do, I really got it done. And that was the thing, that I got so much harsh criticism. I got talked about. I got bullied. I got, just hurt so deeply when I was just relaxed. It's like the boogeyman will always get me when I was relaxed. And so I just built up this idea and this thing that like, no, like, I don't need to go outside of this thing. And so it was becoming so difficult for me to change, because I was so attached to that old version of myself as safety. I knew that on that side, I had friends, right? If I completely emerged to who I truly was, that means I really ate good. I didn't, eat bad. Like, I really ate good. I really exercised. I really preached positivity. I really was really that person, that girl who is who she truly wants to be. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to be artsy. I'm going to get out into nature. I'm going to be love and be light. Truly be the epitome of God's love, and like really talk about this stuff, really go all in on my dreams and my passions and everything that I love and want out of life. If I truly embody me and not, try to be something else and just be myself, I'm like, no, that's going to leave you vulnerable, and it's going to leave people to not like you, right? You're not going to be able to fall back on these friends because you know that these friends are going to not be there. If you put your all into this, your friends are not going to be there. If you truly, this is especially a good one, if you truly set your standards, right? If you truly say, this is what I am accepting, I don't want a man that looks like this or does this or do this or want this type of life. None of that. It was something that was like, because I don't know if that exists for me. I was like, I didn't truly believe. And that all goes back into having faith and trust in God. Having faith and trust in God is going to actually you're going to have faith and trust in yourself. But I didn't have trust in myself, so I didn't truly trust God. I didn't trust God. Because if I trusted God, I wouldn't try to put my hands on everything and try to control everything. I could truly let go of everything and not feel the need to micromanage something. I could see that something is not working for me, speak on a thing that I want, and not try to force it to be. Not force it to be in my life the way that I wanted it to be. Let it show up the way that God needed it to show up for me to learn from that. And then speak on a thing and say that it is so. Like, I want this type of life. This is something that I want. I don't need it. I want it. And because I want it, I know that you will give it to me. And I trust in your timing. But that was because I built up, like I said, I built up this identity around this version of myself to keep me safe. And I wasn't trying to go all in on everything because that meant I had to let go of it all. And they say this all the time, that in order to, get ready for your new self, you have to let go of your old self. You have to truly embody the energy of your new self. You have to be willing to let go of everything else in the past. And when I did that meditation, I was like, wow, that was my first time realizing that, like, I was so connected as a form of safety. That was a safety net for me because it was always something to go back to. I always knew that it was something there. If I leave that life, I don't know what's ahead of me. I know deep down inside, like I saw the beauty in it. I was showing my younger self, there's all the things that you're asking, it's all right here. But the things that you know are back there, but they are painful things. But it was always something, it was a safety net for you though. It was always something for you to fall back on. And that was something that I had to try to learn how to let go of. And it is now coming to my mind every day that, like, you gotta let that go. You gotta let that go. And it's a work in progress. But once I acknowledge that, once I realize that, hey, you know what? You truly have to start doing things that make you feel safe. And it's not that old safety. You have to let that go and then work on new ways of how you can feel safe, how you know that you're safe. If it looks like this, that doesn't necessarily it means it's safe. That is what you're used to. And even sometimes if it looks safe, that doesn't necessarily mean it's safe. But, everything is always working for you, and everything is here to teach you more about yourself and more about, how you can grow spiritually and be, in alignment with your higher self. So if you, like I said, if you are a person who is like me, who honestly, truly want to change, but you keep finding yourself in these same cycles of like, why I can go in for this amount of time, but then I just fall back out. And that's because you have attached safety with that. You have attached that this means safety, and I'm always trying to, life teaches us to always have a plan B. You don't have a plan B, only have plan A. Your only plan is to go all in on everything that you truly want and you truly desire and you truly deserve in this lifetime. That is what is meant for you. You don't have a plan B. All of that stuff didn't work out for a reason. All of that stuff happened and it didn't make you feel good. When you think back on it, it didn't make you feel good. It didn't make you feel anything, but you had to force yourself because you were in those conditions and you had to learn how to live through all that pain and all that hurt and all that abuse and whatever it is that you had experienced. You had to find a way to cope with that. You don't have to do that anymore. You know, you are now in the space as the parent. You are now in the space as the healer. So you get to love on yourself and you get to show yourself that, like, no, when you used to do this, this was actually good. You wanted to go and play in the dirt, you could go play in the dirt. You wanted to go and draw, you could go draw. You wanted to sing, you wanted to do all this stuff. Like, that doesn't make you this. No. And when we all had this idea of this fairy tale love does exist. And I don't know why people think fairy tale love is this love that is just, it's just all, like, it's not just rainbows and butterflies. Fairy tale love, none of the fairy tales, they don't start off rainbows and butterflies. All of their lives are tragic in the beginning. They're all tragic. And then at the end, it gets better. And they still go through things. Like, when they have a 2, they still go through stuff. They still going through things. We just cut the movie off. That doesn't mean that their life just magically was the best after that. No, it was saying they got the man. They got the fairy tale because they had faith, they loved, they did everything with their heart, and they went all in with everything that they ever wanted. And they got what they wanted in the end. It still is going to come with things because now they're princesses. So it still comes with things. And if the movie had a, part 2, it says it. In a part 2, they go through something. And then it's always, in the end, it always works out. Because in the end, it always does work out. But this is your time to really tap in to you and heal you. In order for you to really get everything that you deserve and actually stay dedicated to your dreams and your desires, you have to form a new safety net. That old safety net was what you needed to keep you safe at that time. Be grateful for it, be thankful for it, and allow your inner child to understand that I thank you for creating that to protect. But now I'm forming you a new safety net to protect you. And I'm with you now. So you good. But yeah, that's just a start. It's going to be more healing and more inner work about these things. But yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. Love and light. And have a good day. Bye.